Sex is often viewed as a fundamental aspect of human life. However, through the lens of Stoic philosophy, we find a different perspective altogether. The following video will explore 5 compelling arguments, originating from Stoic teachings, as to why one might choose to abstain from sex. Let's explore the philosophies that align with this viewpoint to gain a deeper understanding. Number 1. Sexual desire distracts from rational thinking. Sexual desire is one of the strongest urges that a human being can experience. However, it's crucial to understand that sexual desire can often disrupt or distract from rational thinking. From a biological perspective, sexual desire is fundamentally wired into our makeup with the primary aim of reproduction. However, the human brain has evolved beyond simple reproductive instincts, enabling us to think rationally and deeply, which sets us apart from other creatures. When harnessed, this lustful desire can form deep, intimate bonds and connections with others. However, sexual desire isn't always harnessed or used appropriately, frequently causing a significant distraction from rational thinking. It has the potential to cloud our judgment, making us act on impulse, often undermining our ability to make thoughtful, wise, and sound decisions. An obvious example is the heightened risk behavior associated with sexual desire, such as unprotected sex, which can lead to sexually transmitted diseases and other health implications. Rational thinking would prioritize health and safety. However, the power of sexual desire could subvert these rational considerations. Moreover, by focusing excessively on those urges, we may also divert our attention and energy from other aspects of life that require our attention and thinking capabilities. This could encompass our career, personal growth, or meaningful relationships that are not based on sexual attraction, but rather on shared values or intellectual connection. The interplay between sexual desire and rational thinking is complex, but understanding this interaction could potentially lead to a more balanced approach to our personal and social life. Ignoring or trying to repress such strong innate desires is certainly not the answer, just as letting them run unchecked isn't either. The key lies in maintaining control and not letting sexual desires overpower rational thinking and decision-making processes. Sexual desire is a part of human existence, but should not become the driving force of our lives, steering us away from making sound, rational decisions. Thus, it's important to be aware of its potential influence and ensure that it complements rather than distracts from our rational thought process. Number 2. Sex is not essential for ultimate happiness. While many associate ultimate happiness with sexual satisfaction, it is imperative to understand that sex is not essential for achieving such fulfillment. The idea of it being indispensable often originates from societal norms and expectations that correlate sexual activity with happiness. However, ultimate happiness implies a state of mind that is content, fulfilled, and at peace. Such contentment goes beyond the temporary physical pleasure that sex might provide. Comparatively, ultimate happiness is derived from a deeper understanding of self, conscious mental well-being, and meaningful relationships. Stoicism teaches us that this transcendent happiness comes from self-realization, intellectual growth, and conscious living rather than physical gratification. Moreover, when sex becomes a significant determinant of happiness, it might lead to dependency. The excessive focus on satisfying sexual desires to achieve happiness can prove to be a hindrance to one's peace and well-being, often causing stress and frustration. Similarly, the notion that sex is essential to happiness can also give way to the risk of perceiving it as a barometer for successful relationships. This thought pattern can be potentially damaging, as it might lead individuals to equate the success of their relationships with their sexual activity, leading to unnecessary pressure and dissatisfaction. While sex can indeed be an essential part of an individual's life and can confidently contribute to their happiness, it is crucial to understand that it is not the only path to ultimate happiness. The Stoic philosophy encourages finding happiness through self-sufficiency, intellectual growth, and ethical living, therefore recognizing that sex, while important, is not a prerequisite for achieving ultimate happiness. Number 3. Chasing sexual pleasure encourages dependence on externals. The pursuit of sexual pleasure that lacks moderation and self-control tends to foster a deep reliance on external factors. This dependence can engender an array of problems and can create a problematic cycle with consequential repercussions. To elaborate, the relentless chase for sexual satisfaction often leads to a state where individuals may lose the capability to find joy and contentment internally or in the simplicity of life. They tend to become fixated on the external euphoria and momentary delight that sex provides. However, external pleasures are erratic and unpredictable, and when one builds their life's happiness on such transient foundations, it can lead to disappointment and unhappiness. Additionally, excessive dependence on external pleasure has the potential to dilute the importance of internal satisfaction and personal growth. This can lead to a constant craving and a sense of emptiness that could harm one's mental health. Furthermore, overindulgence in sexual activities often keeps one tied to fear and uncertainty because sexual satisfaction often depends on others. In doing so, individuals' freedom and tranquility are compromised as they metaphorically cede control over their peace and happiness to someone else. On the contrary, finding satisfaction and joy internally allows autonomy and self-control. Therefore, it's imperative to maintain a balance in the quest for sexual pleasure to ensure that it doesn't subdue the value of internal happiness and self-growth. This insight from Stoicism underlines the importance of cultivating the capacity to find joy within and not fall prey to dependence on external situations for joy and gratification. Number 4, uncontrolled desires steal mental peace. Uncontrolled desires can significantly affect one's mental peace, especially when they dictate and control our actions. This is notably true with sexual desire, one of the strongest desires that humans experience. In an attempt to gratify this desire, we may often find ourselves swept up in a wild chase, neglecting other aspects of our life that demand our attention. The chase itself is exhilarating, the anticipation is electrifying, but once the moment has passed, we are left with an unsettling emptiness. This emptiness often results from our realization that sexual pleasure is fleeting. The momentary satisfaction is followed by a return of the same desire, creating a cycle that can be distressing and mentally chaotic. The repeated experience of this cycle can lead to feelings of anxiety and dissatisfaction, robbing us of our mental peace. Moreover, an uncontrolled desire for sex can lead us into complicated situations, creating unnecessary turmoil in our lives. Whether it's the aftermath of a one-night stand or the strain that a sexual relationship can put on friendships, these situations can be mentally distressing. In some cases, they can even lead to feelings of regret, guilt, and self-reproach, further disrupting our mental peace. Furthermore, our brains have an inherent bias towards negative experiences. This means that our mind often dwells on the negative consequences of our uncontrolled desires, rather than the fleeting pleasure we derived from them. This can lead to a consistent state of mental unrest, where we are continuously plagued by these negative thoughts and feelings. Ultimately, uncontrolled sexual desire often delivers more stress than satisfaction, hence stealing our mental peace. By learning to control and manage this desire, we can prevent it from dictating our actions, thereby preserving our mental peace. Number 5, unnecessary sex promotes impulsive decision-making. Unnecessary sex is more than just a physical action. It can greatly influence our decision-making abilities, often inducing a sense of impulsivity. Unnecessary sex refers to sex undertaken for the wrong reasons, which could include loneliness, boredom, peer pressure, or using it as a tool to gain a person's affection. The human brain on a physical level responds to sexual stimulation in a similar way it responds to the intake of certain drugs. Dopamine and other feel-good chemicals present in the body are released, providing a temporary high. This inevitably creates a wanting or craving for the repeated experience, thus the decision-making may become influenced by this. This is further propelled by a culture that increasingly sees sex as a casual activity without emotional implications. Engaged in this way, unnecessary sex becomes an external habit that one may start relying on. It then starts dictating a person's actions and decisions. They might start making choices based on their immediate sexual desires, rather than thinking long-term or considering the rational implications of their actions. People could also find themselves in situations they would not normally choose, such as risky behavior, self-compromise, or interpersonal conflicts. They might also pursue people that are not good for them or stay in unhealthy relationships simply because of the sexual connection. Furthermore, these impulsive decisions can lead to a vicious cycle of short-term satisfaction and ensuing regret or dissatisfaction, thus robbing individuals of their mental peace and emotional stability. The time and energy spent on pursuing unnecessary sex can be better redirected towards self-improvement, building meaningful relationships, and other more fulfilling areas. So, there you have it. Adopting a Stoic approach towards sex can bring about mental peace, rational thinking, and reduce dependence on external pleasures. If you found these insights helpful, do give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable content on Stoic philosophy. Your support means a lot. Until next time, thanks so much for tuning in.